Okay, so today I'm going to talk about conditional rendering, and I'm going to start by, so imagine we have this code. Can you, yeah, you can see it, right? Can you see it? Yeah. So imagine that instead of wanting to render welcome to conditional rendering, I wanted to say welcome to a place. So what do I need to put here? To what, sorry?
So you're trying to welcome to what place?
Any place.
Oh, okay. Is it in a function? So like maybe props?
Props? No, imagine like this is just HTML. Or, well, this is not HTML, sorry. Imagine I want to
So
welcome to...
brackets.
Exactly. Place.
Place.
Like this. So this is going to look for the name of a variable called place that is going to render the place. So do we have the place? No. We have to declare it. So in order to do that, just write let, the name of the variable. Let's call it Kodiri, for instance. Okay. Now we have welcome to Kodiri. So imagine that now instead of welcome to a place, now that we know we can, I have here the H, and say 24, okay, and welcome to conditional render. I'll write it in. Now I want to display something like, if you are above 18, welcome to Fabric. Otherwise, not allowed. So how would you think that could be done? Does anyone has an idea? Have an idea? With that? Okay, for instance. Where would you put the if statement? If I zoom this out, can you see it like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should it be inside the return?
Inside the return. If we no?
I think it should be before the return because the return returns.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
But
So where? Here, for instance?
after the app,
After the app. Then it's inside the return.
so it's inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, we can do both.
Okay.
I'll do
So
first
if-
with the if, and then we'll do the other way. So
Parentheses.
if parentheses 8
Bigger than 24.
or 18
The bigger 18 outside the question mark.
or question mark.
Question mark. Well, yeah, by the digits. Page 8.
You are mixing things. If you write if, you you have to open curly braces, yes. And then inside we return, yes.
The quotation mark, purchased.
Okay, welcome
Well,
to Fabric, like this.
yeah. And the thing we put in the end.
And this semicolon.
Semicolon, yeah. And then
else,
Again, curly brackets. Yeah.
then
Then return the other.
not allowed.
Yeah, not allowed. And same here.
Okay.
And then we put the quotation.
With the semicolon. Okay, so we are in Java in React, right?
Yeah.
Will this render anything? I'm not sure. Let me check. Oh yes, welcome to Fabric. Yes. Okay.
This is JavaScript itself.
Now it's JavaScript itself, but we are using React, right?
Yeah.
This is a component.
Yeah.
So, okay, imagine I want to render it inside a title, like H1. Like this, and the same likewise here. Will it work? What do you think?
Well, you don't need the quotes.
What will it render if I leave it like that? But what will render? What will be rendered?
The full sentence.
So it's going to render the quote as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can we? So we remove them, okay? Okay. But you can see that now I'm repeating, like I'm repeating this H1 tag, and I don't want to repeat myself. I have to write return twice. So let's do it a different way.
So you're doing the other way, the other conditional.
But we need to put render or
So we don't need to put render because this is a function component. We only put render in a class.
okay.
But okay, so how can we do the same thing with a ternary? And I also want to render this title. So I just
You can put return. No, you got return there.
so
You put a question mark?
question mark.
No. Yeah, and then you got the other.
So something like this, H, like this,
Shouldn't that be
and then
Then
Hello.
we write the answer.
welcome to hello, welcome to Fabric
With the quotation mark. And
with
then
quotation mark here.
it should be
Wait. And the other one
is the answer.
not allowed.
Nothing seems to be, I mean, the lines are changing colour.
Ah, that's a good clue.
Yeah.
Don't you mean
So
is it the square brackets or
yes, not square,
sorry,
curly braces.
Yes, yeah.
Because if we leave it like this, it's going to be rendered as text.
yeah.
Like, you see?
And do you actually do backticks?
We can do backticks, yes.
That would be,
Like,
I guess, curly brackets better.
but it has to be inside the.
You can see the music.
Okay, so let's do it with curly braces. Because
well noticed.
each time you want to use JavaScript inside JSX, you need to open the curly braces. And this is meant to write simple things. For instance, if you want to use an if statement, it's not going to work. It's not going to allow it. But for a ternary, because ternaries are supposed to be short, it's allowed. So um, let's say we have something like this. Let's indent this. Okay. So from a point of view of readability or elegance in the platform, can I do something to improve this? To know where each condition starts, like it's.
Just format.
So, for instance, if I do this, we know that yeah, this is the what we are checking, and these are the scenarios. So, in case you are older than 18, older or equal 18, welcome to Fabric, otherwise not allowed. So imagine that now I want to check that people are not older than 80 years old, because they could have a heart attack with all the music. And so how could I check that?
Are we leaving both, are we adding another condition or are we going to replace one condition?
I don't know. Well, how could I add another condition?
Just, yeah, so not rolling on basketball.
So you matter a condition like if it's old equals true or false.
Yes, so if it's like, so we want to check age greater or equal 18 and age like this, sorry, less than 80, for instance. So if I write, for instance, to see that this works, 81, this should return not allowed. Let's see if that works. Okay, not allowed. So yeah. What else? Imagine I want to display a different message, like if you are too young, to say you are too young, and if you are too old, to say you are too old. How can someone do it for me? Or between?
Do you split those up?
So let's say I split them. You mean like
Yeah, you put that there.
like another
And
like this?
No, that one. Just
Which line?
if you
Like this.
no, not necessarily like after the double colon.
After
This one.
the first line.
No, I mean we're
No.
welcome to Fabric. Can you put another double colon after it or with condition or something?
Another condition here, like I don't know, age less than 80
80.
or greater than, because we want to display a special message for, and then colon.
So what exactly do we want?
So now we can do this. Yeah. And now not allowed. We can change it for. Oops, sorry.
We can put or.
We can change it for too old. Otherwise, see. Yeah. I think that's going to work. So let's check. If we are 11, this should be too young. Too young, yes. We are 81. Welcome to Fabric. Oh. So 81 doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Let's fix this.
What did it say?
So right now we are rendering Welcome to Fabric.
Because
Because we broke
it says it passes the first
Marshall,
condition.
yeah, because you couldn't find the arrows.
Because this is true, right?
Yeah.
So because this is true, it's going to stop checking. Because basically this, if this is true, do this. Otherwise, do this. Right? Yeah. So what can I do to make it work?
You could do age greater, or you can say 18 and age less than 18.
And age,
So if it's more than 18, it'll pass it to the
mhm, age less than 80. Welcome to Fabric. Otherwise, okay, let's check it. I think it's going to work. Yes, nice. That's one way of doing it. We can also do this. We are then too young. Otherwise, otherwise, welcome to Fabric. What do you think? Should this work? Let's check. Yeah, it worked. So we are 78. Oops, I have an error somewhere. Yeah, sorry. It's rendering. So, welcome to Fabric. We are 17, too young, and 18 to work. Yeah, it works. Okay, so let's try, for instance, I don't know. Imagine that instead of an age, I have an array with fruits equals to I don't know, orange, apple, other fruit, anyone? Lemon? Kiwi? Right, sorry. Okay, so yeah, I think it's broken. Let me check. Oh yes. So now we are going to change this all. Okay, so imagine that now we want to check if I'm going to complicate it a bit. If it's too complicated, don't worry, because I will tell you how to do it. Imagine that now we want to render the fruit that starts with a capital O. Yes.
It's not just a
No.
So we just proceed with positioning.
No, I think it's too
For-
No, I shouldn't be doing this.
If
I'm
it's
sorry.
for
Imagine I
fruits,
want to render Like if the length of the fruits. So if I have more than 5 fruits, display a message. If you have less than 5 fruits, display a different message.
If you want to display fruits, so you just put in fruits.length.
Fruits.length. Yes.
You see it, but it says more than fruits of length, more than how many?
Or better, less than 5. Then how can I make the conditional rendering?
As we did earlier.
As what? Sorry?
As we did earlier.
So how do I
Then
do?
the question
With a question mark? Yes.
quotation,
And
what
now
do you want to return? What is the message?
I don't know.
We can buy it.
I can you not too much choice. Okay. And now
Then
like this.
then again the message.
Plenty of choice. Yes. Okay. So in this case, do you think it would work? What would it render? This is true? It's false. So fruits.length is less than is not less than 5. So it's going to render plenty of choice if it's false. So let's see. Oh, not too much choice. Because
If it is less than 5, therefore.
exactly. So it's true.
So it's true.
So imagine if we have less than 5, we want to render not too much choice and suggest the first element of the array. So I would suggest
Would you fruits square bracket 0? Close bracket?
fruits square.
Oh, sorry, template literally, I think the dollar sign and
Okay.
then the
Available.
around
Like this.
But it has to be outside. Yeah.
So we need the batis ahead. Yeah. Oh, sorry. And on the other one, plenty of choice. We don't have plenty of choice, so let's leave it.
For that condition, instead of this, we can add a new fruit inside that.
Add a new fruit to the
Can
array,
yes.
like
That inside, can we just put fruits
to the array. Yeah, we can run
as the condition? No, in the next condition, instead of plenty of choice.
here.
Yeah, can we add like fruits to push and then we write what we want, like a new fruit?
So you want to add? Okay, let's write
a
it.
new element inside the array.
Okay, so imagine. So we need to make this template literals. Now
And then
fruits dot push.
and then we can just write inside of banana.
Banana. Okay, what do you think this is going to do? Well, supposing we have what is going to do now? Yeah, the way it is. It's going to go to the first condition and it's going to suggest orange. Yes. Okay, and now if we make it to be false, like 3.
Is it not missing the,
Is it going to push every, wait, it's not going to push anything, does fruit stop pushing the, like, index?
It's going to do a weird thing because what it's going to do is going to display on the screen what the push method returns, and I'm not sure what it returns, but yeah, it returns the index,
it's just 5,
the index of the element
which
you're,
doesn't show as it's
or the length. I think it's the length of the array.
Maybe you can
But if you want to add it, you can do it in a different way instead of, because we are using template literals that are used to display a string. But if you want to add something to an array, you can do it like this. Oh, sorry. I mean, I don't know in which case you would want that, but if you wanted to do that, you could just write it here. Fruits.push banana. And this is not going to be displayed because we are not displaying, we are just running the JavaScript.
return and then return fruits.
Sorry?
And then it will write return fruits or it's not going to show them array.
And then the array is going to have this element pushed. But I'm not sure if we are going to be able to. Let's try because, yeah. So let's plenty of choice, and
If we assign a variable to that function.
to this
Yeah.
you can't assign variables here. Like you can do it before the return, but inside after the return you can't. We can try, but it's going. You see. So yeah. First of all, let me check the error. Yes, because I'm not. So let's say fruits dot length. No, sorry, fruits dot length to get the last element. That is the one we are dot length -1. Let's see if it works. We can banana or kiwi. Yeah, banana. It works.
With that 5.
Oh, the 5. Yes. Oh, because it is actually rendering what the push method is returning. Yeah, if we write, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, basically that. Okay, so what time is it?
How do you know it is ready? Like how do you, I mean, okay, you see the error. By seeing this, how do you identify?
How do you know if it's rendering?
By just seeing this without seeing the error.
By just see. So on the console. Sorry.
Do you need to create a new variable so you get, like, you don't get the 5? Because fruit stop push seems to be pushing the number.
So if you don't want it to display it, that's what you mean. I don't know. Let me think. So this method returns a value. So if we do something different, for instance, let me try. We need to find a different way. We can't do it with push, because push is going to return the index. If you, for instance, you do it here, then now I think it's going to work. Yeah, banana. And what was your question before? Sorry, before she said that. That was the question. Okay. Okay. So I don't know. Do you have any questions about this? Like, would you like me to do another example or?
So did you say that the writing JavaScript in JSX wouldn't work if you did anything but terminal?
Like, yes,
Like if you did an if statement.
because we are after a return. So this JSX code allows you to interpolate JavaScript, but simple things like you can't write, for instance, if you do an if, it's not going to allow it. Or if you declare a variable, it's not going to allow it. Like, I'll try to show you.
So they can only be like local.
Sorry?
Like if you wanted to write a function that has to be outside of the
Yes, yes, you can't define the function inside the return.
You can't do a function inside the function.
Like you can return a function, but you can't define it.
Okay, yeah.
So when you want to define it, it's best to have it on separate.
Yes, like
Bring it in.
you can define it either before if it's a separate component, or if it's only going to be local, you can do it inside the component.
But best practice is best to do it in a different.
Depends on the case. If you are going to need it outside the function, you have to define it outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, outside.
And yeah, like
Is app.js and then just one function? So everything, like if you want to put some logic in that, can you have multiple function app? I know, I'm using app.
function app, like another function with the same name.
Yeah, so no,
No, that's not going to work because this is a component called app, basically. So it's the root component of React.
And why do we use function? Because I've came across that most of tutorials use class app extends React
Mhm.
component.
Because function, there's something called state that we are going to talk about on Monday, that now you can do it inside a function component, but until February of last year you couldn't. So there was stateful components that were the ones made using a class, and stateless components that are the function components.
Okay.
Now using hooks you can have state in a function component, but that's new. That's from less than a year ago.
Okay.
That's why you are going to find a lot of class components. But the trend now is to do everything like a function. Actually, when you do create React app, the app is a function.
It's easier,
Like-
these type of components.
Yeah, it's easier. You have to
It's
write
like
less.
just make-
Yes.
Just make a skeleton, just copy paste it,
Mhm.
whatever you want.
Yeah, it's much simpler. Yes,
It's simple to understand as well.
yes. Okay, so yeah, what I was going to show you is the if, like it's not going to work. Like even if I delete this. So anything, I don't know. Yes, but wait a second. So if you write the if, just when you write it, it's going to tell you expression expected, like parsing error unexpected token on the if. Yet it won't allow it.
Yeah. Well, if you place it outside as a function,
Outside of
then you put it in.
if you do it before the return,
Yeah.
you can use the if like a normal function.
Yeah.
But after the return, you need to use a ternary. Like it's the way I started actually, like writing an if and then returning one thing, else return other different thing. Okay, so any questions related with this? Okay, so then I'm going to stop recording.